A lot of women are asking today, why are these men not simping for us anymore? Can't find any simps. I like a simp. I want a simp. Where's he at? What's he up to? How come men don't yearn? How come they don't pine anymore? Let's look at a couple of clips that will make it clear to us why men aren't yearning, aren't pining, aren't going after modern women, why they're not simping for modern women.
I want y'all to just notice something. There's women, all eating there. Women, all eating there. And let's not forget right there too, because they're everywhere. Oh my God. I don't normally go out, but when I do, I go out with my girls, and I am seeing something, a trend. Girls are all going out with their girlfriends. There's not like one date in that.
Listen, I'm not surprised. Kevin Samuels talked about this. He said you're going to start to see women everywhere, women all out in the restaurants just with each other. And he was absolutely right. This is what we're seeing. You're seeing women everywhere, no man in sight. It's the reality of what's happening. And a lot of women, once again, they act like they're confused and they didn't think that it would get to this point, but it has. And it's because a lot of women have become selfish and entitled, and they don't know how to deal with men. They don't consider men. You know, a lot of women have said they don't need a man. All these women are boss chicks. They can make their own money. They can go out and eat as much as they want. But you didn't take into consideration that the men would actually respond to the information that you guys were putting out there. And it's unfortunate, but this is what is occurring. Restaurants filled with women, the men aren't there. You have these dating meetups and things of that singles meetups, and no men are attending, or barely any men attending. They don't trust that they're going to find the right women that are out there. A lot of men are opting out of these types of things because they just want no parts of it. Because of social media and what women have said about men and how women are responding in this dating age, a lot of men are just removing themselves from it altogether. They're removing themselves because it's not what they're subscribing to. It's not what they want. And so they're very skeptical, and they're moving very skeptically when it comes to finding a wife or a companionship, because what they've seen on social media and how women are responding, what women talk about, the expectations of a lot of women, that's just what it is. And a lot of, women can call men sassy and intimidated all day, but these men are moving further and further away from modern women because they don't want to deal with these types of women, and the expectations that these women have are just too unrealistic. Women are out here believing that because they are able to make six figures, that the men have to make six figures in order to talk to them, that they're so high on up, that these men are beneath them, and they don't want an average man. They want rich men, as if they think it's so easy to come by a rich man. They believe and that they deserve a rich man, and this is what they qualify for, and this is what they can get. So they're excluding a bunch of men out, thinking that they're better. They're on this, elitist mentality, like, hey, I've worked hard, I have degrees, and I make this amount of money, yada, yada, yada. And because men don't care about that, they're out here on a limb by themselves, still not settling for what they feel they should have, when what they feel they should have probably don't want them in the first place. This is why it's been shown a lot of successful, educated women are single, and they still pose the question, why?
So I think it's so funny, the girls that are like, I'm done dating men, I need to start dating women so that my life will be better. Yeah, your life will be better in some ways, but in other ways, do you think that it's peaceful over here? It's not. I'm biased, so I experience both sides, but when you meet a man, they can kind of get away with being anonymous. You don't really know a lot about their past usually, but with a girl, you pretty much know everything because the community is smaller and people talk more. So when you meet someone or choose to make out with someone, you're basically choosing to make out with their entire lore, and it's political. Because you're choosing a side, because your friends are going to tell you things, and it's like, okay, then, okay. Women in general are also a lot smarter, so imagine kind of meeting your match dating-wise. It's kind of like playing chess with someone that you think is hot, and you're like, I don't even know how to play chess, and you're just making it up, and you just want them to like you, and you don't know. It's just like a lot of chess, and you don't know anything about chess. Also, for me in my life, women have always been like the good guys, quote unquote, like the protagonists, the ones that are so comforting and on my side always and just awesome. So when you get hurt by a woman for the first time, it feels catastrophic. It rocked my entire world and everything, my entire worldview. You're so emotionally interconnected with the person that you're dating or the person that you're seeing if they do something to hurt you, it's like, no, not you, no, you know. Also with guys and girls, they kind of have their own friend group. So when you break up, it's like the guys all hang out with the guys and the girls all hang out with the girls. In the lesbian world, it's all one friend group. So imagine going through the most like heart-wrenching catastrophic breakup of your life, or even like a situationship breakup, and then just seeing people post your worst enemy that month. And it's just like, dude, et tu Brute, every day feels like et tu Brute for the longest time. And then you kind of just realize, okay, I can't really blame them. Actually, you still stay mad about a lot of random things, because it's actually pretty fun other than those things. But you tell me.
When I first started talking to women, I was like, you know what, I'm going to give me a woman because they're going to treat you better. When I tell you these women be worse than the men, like when they be saying, oh, a man fumbled the good thing, that man didn't fumble you. That man didn't fumble you, because some of y'all women be toxic. Y'all like to argue. Some of y'all be bums, begging on the hour, every hour. You send them something Monday, they want something again on Wednesday. It's a never-ending cycle. Y'all ain't got no hustle about yourself. It don't always be the man. I get it.
Yeah! They squabbling out there now. Yeah!
When was the last time you actually got truly chosen and not just wanted?
It was a great question, but I am gonna pop. Okay. And I hope that I explained this correctly, but I feel like when I hear the word chosen, it almost relinquishes the power to somebody else. Like my value is in whether or not they see me as valuable. And I don't know, does that make sense to you? Am I explaining that correctly?
I respect what you said, but it does not make sense to me. But
I personally feel like this guy knew what he was asking when he asked these women that question. He was basically asking them, when is the last time that you got chosen for something other than your sexuality, other than your body? But the problem with the question, like she said, is that it puts the power in a guy's hands to validate that woman's worth and show that she actually is desirable. I feel like if he wanted to know when these women's last serious relationship was, he could have just asked that and it would have came across a lot better. Instead, his question felt very much like, when was the last time a man chose you for you and not just because you gave him sex or for a convenience? And some men were in the comments saying it's not that deep, but I feel like we have to be real. Some of the questions are that deep, and I do personally feel like this was one of them. I feel like if a woman came on here and said, when was the last time that a woman actually chose you because she really wanted to be with you and not just because you were a convenience, I do think some of the guys would be kind of put off by that, because it's like, what's your angle for asking that question? A lot of people look to society to validate their choice in a partner, but I do think making it so directly clear that you are doing that and that you value other people's opinions almost more than your own, I can completely understand why she was off put, but that is my personal opinion, so let me know what you guys think. Bye.
I actually disagree with him here. I feel like, well, and maybe he knew what he was saying or he had another motive behind it. But your question was, what if a woman asked you that? Well, you could see it as, when was the last time I got chosen for something other than somebody wanting my money, other than somebody wanting me to provide a certain lifestyle for them, other than somebody wanting me to take them to specific places on vacations? And I would have to think, and the question or the answer you might say at that point in time is, well, maybe in my, particular time in my last relationship where I felt like there was a certain point in time to where we really liked each other and it was just about us. And, that was a good time. But unfortunately, that didn't last, obviously, or I wouldn't be here. But, that's one of the things. Or you could go the spiritual route where you say, well, I feel like the world can throw you away sometimes. But I do feel like as a Christian, I've been chosen by, it's a cheesy answer, but I've been chosen by God. So I try to always think about that when I'm feeling down or when I feel like people don't like me as much as I would have expected them to, and it makes me feel down about myself. So I'm out here, I'm still going, I'm looking for my man, and I hope my man is looking for me. This is in the same stratosphere as what do you bring to the table? You'll notice that women who are a part of the loser female epidemic will pop their balloons or will just not answer questions that make them think too hard, unfortunately.
We call her the Virgin Mary instead of the term the Bible actually uses, the Mother of God, because it is uncomfortable for men to realize that God chose women to be the vessel between heaven and earth. The term womb literally comes from the Latin word matrix. Don't get me wrong, I think it's incredible that a woman can create life without the help of a man, but bunkers do it all the time. But she birthed God on earth, yet her entire legacy is reduced to the fact that she didn't have sex. We would never call him Jesus the Virgin, because it would be so belittling in comparison to all of the other stuff he did. How devastating that you could serve as a bridge between God and humans. And they renamed you to make it more palatable for men than having to come to terms with the true power that women actually hold.
Put a finger down if, as a dude, you helped your girl through not one, but 2 brain surgeries. Then she goes on that problematic as tonight's conversation podcast, talking about you did in fact help her through 2 brain surgeries, and that you are emotionally and physically amazing. So much so that you washed her ass when she couldn't do it when she was in the hospital and stayed with her the whole time. But now at 24 years old, she feel real grown, right? And she wants to know, how long does she have to wait to be appreciated, because you were without a job for a few months, which is embarrassing enough, but she coming online to tell your business, and y'all haven't been on a date in a good while, and she wants to know what type of advice could they offer her, and how long does she have to wait to be appreciated, because wiping her ass and taking care of her in an invalid state wasn't enough. No? Yeah, me.
Oh, y'all thought he was lying?
What do you do if your partner is amazing? Like, he's amazing emotionally, physically. Earlier this year, I had to have 2 brain surgeries. He stayed with me in the hospitals. He even washed my butt some of the times.
Damn.
But he wasn't working for a couple of months, and I'm 24 now. So I basically feel like I'm just real grown, and I just want to know, like, how long, basically, like, we haven't been out on any dates or anything recently, and I just want to know, like, how long do I wait before I feel appreciated?
There's zero hope for women like this. I know you guys see it. I don't gotta say it. You see it. This lady's the most selfish person I've probably ever seen in my life. She's up there. And it's sad. It's sad that men like this, who come from a pure heart, I'm pretty sure he had no ill intent. I'm pretty sure he had nothing in his mind that said, I'm only doing this so I can receive something back from her. This man literally was doing his duty to help his lady in her time of need. The thing that women reveal more than anything is that everything that they say negative about men, what men won't do, or what they expect from their man, if given the same position in life, they would do whatever they think of us 10 times over. She's unwilling to be with him in a time of need, when he was over and abundantly there for her in her biggest time of need. I really hope in my last breath, God give me enough strength to say these words. You can never please a woman, so don't even try.
Virginity is pure, untouched, undefiled. The idea of Jesus Christ was that he was pure, without sin, the spotless lamb, they called it. So essentially what he was trying to do was be born of a quote unquote vessel that was pure, never touched by a man as of yet, undefiled by sin. And he chose Mary. He could have chosen somebody else, but he chose Mary to do that. That's why the virgin birth was so spectacular, because it was impossible, signaling God can do the impossible. So when you combine the impossible with purity, it's another level of spirituality, another level of Christianity. The Bible talks about, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, then I will heal their land. Turn from their wicked ways. I'm going to heal their land. If they would turn from dirtiness, filthiness, and make themselves pure, I could do the impossible in their lives. If they would follow what I have been preaching, teaching, instructing, guiding them, then I am going to make the land pure, heal the land. That's what the promised land was for. That's what that was about. Flowing with milk and honey, sweetness, pureness, growth. It's flowing with growth. That's what it was talking about. Flowing with sweetness, flowing with abundance. When you allow me to do the impossible in your life, then your life will flow with abundance. The Bible talks about how God owns cattle on 1,000 hills. You know how significant that is? Cattle, multiple, plural, cattle on 1,000 hills. How much money can you make from that? Abundance. If you turn from your wicked way, I will heal your land. I will make your land like mine. That's what he was talking about. You have an ego. Modern women putting religion to the side, and I'm just using this as an example. Modern women continue to have a bad understanding of everything. Anything that ever comes up, a modern woman has a bad understanding of it. A stupid understanding. Just a loser mentality. Nobody's trying to hold you down. That man could have done what he did in the Old Testament and just created another human being like he had in the Old Testament. You know what? Adam and Eve messed up. I'm just going to make a redo. He did not have to do what he did. He could have operated outside of all of that and did what he wanted to do. But he said, okay, because I established this way, I'm going to follow what I've already established. You remember when Jesus was talking to the Pharisees and the Sadducees, he said, I didn't come to basically change the law. I come to fulfill it. That means something that was already established. That's why he's not out here doing things that are drastically different from what the word says. Because he's following his word. That's why the Bible talks about he can't lie. He's not a man that he should lie. Because if he starts changing his word, like AT&T or Verizon start changing their contracts, that would make him a liar. That would make him untrustworthy. Because he told you he was going to do something or he's going to abide by something, a principle or a guideline. And then he switched it up on you. He tricked you. He deceived you. And he said, that's not the type of man that I am, to trick somebody. I say what it is. I speak it into existence. And that's what we're going to live by. Can y'all stop talking, please?
How you can tell that your husband doesn't love you anymore. He stops saying yes to things and he starts saying no. If you want to go golfing, he tells you no.
Girls never shoot their shot. They never make the first move. I'm constantly shooting my shot. I'm out here in the wilderness fighting for my life. Every single time I see a hot person, I am shooting my shot. And what has it gotten me? Nothing. I genuinely don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I'm out here and a hot person walks by me and I look at you like, I'm shooting my shot. Ball's in your court, buddy. I don't know what, you just gonna drop the ball? How could I be any clearer?
Not all heroes wear capes. Guaranteed instant swoon from all the girls. This is where men's protective instinct comes in clutch. This kind of behavior might actually genuinely convert the most hardcore feminists.
You kidding me? This is just insane that we have another person taking ownership of their health. Let's freaking go.
I'm 30 years old. Here's why most men won't date me. Well, I think you just told us why, but let's see. I wake up naturally before 6 a.m. No, that's not the reason. I work up 7 days a week. No. I have way too many hobbies. No. I don't watch TV. No. I expect direct it. No. Inconsistency gives me. No. If someone hurts or disrespects me, I quietly put no. I'm a lover girl to a foot. No. I have a zero tolerance policy for hot and cold. No. I don't entertain cat and mouse games. No. If you spend a lot of time with me, I will convince you that you're capable of everything you've ever dreamed of. How could that be a no? I read you like a book. No. I'm in a different country at least once per quarter. Okay, there we go. Now you're saying the truth. Yeah, that's a massive red flag. I am expensive. Oh, so you're a gold digger. You saved the last two for the actual reason that most men don't want to entertain a 30-year-old expensive woman. Oh, it's because I have a lot of hobbies. No, it's because you're a gold digging.
So on one of my favorite TikTokers videos the other day, he posted about preferences. And the man said, I don't want a plate cleaner who is over 140, right? And the girl in the video said, well, what kind of grown women do you know that's over 140 pounds? She's like, I weighed 140 pounds in middle school. I'm like, that's a big bitch. Anyway, though. But you know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of y'all can come and say, you can't talk about nobody's weight. Okay, whatever, bitch. Calm the fuck down, you know? It's my fucking page to do what the fuck I want. Anyways, so basically, I agree with him. You know what I mean? My thing is this. And they accuse him of liking children. Kids don't weigh no fucking 140. My high schoolers are 105. I was 98 to 105 in high school as well. So that's not no child fucking weight. That's grown fucking woman weight right there. That 140, because I ain't gonna tell y'all how much I weigh, but 140, that's that grown fucking woman's weight. You know what I mean? Like, so when I saw that and they was like, oh, he likes kids, and all this other shit, I'm like, but women have preferences too. Everybody wants a 6'6" dark-skinned dude with dreads, or 6'6" dark-skinned dude with waves. Everybody wants that. Those are like the ideal man, right? But let a 5'3" man come to you like, you leprechaun, go away. You know what I mean? Like, and they're gonna be like, hey, she hates, whatever's, So it's like women don't allow men to have their preferences in peace, but women feel like everyone should respect their preferences and be like, even you seen the videos, you seen the videos where they be like, oh, how dare a man talk to me? Look at him and look at me. Like, girl, be so fucking for real.
I don't mean this in an offensive way at all, I swear to God. But I feel like I see an attractive man like once every 30 men that I see. I see a bad bitch everywhere I go.
Somebody said this to me and asked if it's because the girls are gay. And although I do think that's funny, I think that's only about 25% of what's going on here. I think the other 75% comes from what we consider a bad bitch versus an attractive man. Now, what we consider a bad bitch are typically things that can be bought over the course of like one weekend, a maintenance day, so to speak. They can buy the hair, we can buy the nails, we can buy the lashes, we can buy the Fashion Nova fit that makes us look like we're worth $500 and go out looking like a bad bitch. However, for men, what we consider an attractive man is typically a man that has a whole bunch of money, which he has to work hard to get, a man that has a nice physique, which he has to work hard to get, a man that is respectable and has power, so to speak, which are all things that take time. Girls can look like a bad bitch, give them $300 in a few hours. Men have to work to be attractive men. That's the difference.
And then my thing is with these married bitches, you living the wife life. Where your clothes at? Where your pieces at? Where your bags at? Where the trips is at? Where the cars at? I'm sorry, did you get a push gift? Where your Porsche at? Where your Benz at? Like, what's so tea about being married to a bum?
As a wife to be, y'all asking the wrong questions. Where is the life insurance policy that lists me as the beneficiary? Where are the life insurance policies that we have on one another? So if we leave this earth together, our children are not financial burdens on whoever has to take custody. We're asking questions like, where's the mortgage? And how are we going to pay this mortgage if you get sick or hurt or vice versa? Because how are we going to maintain this lifestyle? We want to know where's the Roth IRA, the 401k, the investment portfolio, so we can prepare for retirement. Now, I understand everybody's priorities are different. But a wife that is concerned about the longevity of her family, her marriage, and her husband, we don't care nothing about no push gift. And the reality is the average American is making between $50,000 and $60,000 a year. For the women who want to be married, there are a lot of women out there that will be single forever because y'all live in delusion. Who has a chauffeur, a maid, a nanny, and is getting a Porsche as a push gift? In this economy, in today's America, and I'm not talking about the men who are scamming for a living. I'm not talking about the street pharmaceutical reps. I'm talking about the regular men that work 9 to 5s. The regular women who work 9 to 5s. You're not going to tell me everybody got that type of money. And I don't care nothing about no Lulu. Lulu don't fit me.
Unfortunately, Ash, by the way, great questions by you, great things to think about. Only people that are looking for a long-term, stable relationship would ask these type of questions. These type of women that you're reacting to ask stupid questions. You will know them. A proverb says, by their fruit. These modern women who are a part of the female loser epidemic will continue to worry about things like this. They'll continue to ask questions like this because they have nothing else going for them. Their life is in shambles. They are, unfortunately for them at this time, losers. Being a loser is something that can change. You can change the way that you think. You can change the way that you act. You can change the way that you show up for not just people in relationships, but people in your family, your friends, if you have kids already, your kids. Get this, you can even show up differently for your pets because best believe that dog and that cat recognize you as a loser. A lot of times they don't say anything because you're the one that feeds them. But definitely, if they could talk without repercussion, they would say, my owner, this modern woman, is a loser.
I just told a guy at the gym that I thought he was cute. How's that for me cute? I went up, I kind of like stalked him for a while and I saw him like stretching. And I was like, wait, handsome? And then I was like really trying to get a good look at his face. And I was like, everything else was looking good. So then I saw him, he went downstairs. I like scurried behind him. And then I kind of like, I was like, all right, building up the confidence, right? So I like walk up and I had a lot of confidence walking up. I was like, oh, ooh. And I was like, hey. He's like, I'm like, sorry to approach you at the gym. I just think you're really handsome. And he was like, thanks. And I was like, so are you single? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, so do you want my number? And then he said, sure. The adrenaline right now is crazy. I don't think I've ever really approached a guy, at least not soberly. That was crazy. So I don't know if he's gonna text me, but what do you guys think? Does it look good?
Every man watching this right now is going to be in agreement that that woman is a unicorn. And it's not just because she ended up approaching this guy and hitting on him, giving him a compliment. It is very much also because of her positive attitude. She's just a sweetheart. She's excited for life. She's excited for him. This is just something that is becoming all too rare nowadays. And when men witness it, when they see it, it's not just that. It's that they feel it. Like they feel the energy and it just feels good to them. I think with like 99% certainty, as long as that man is not hung up on some other woman, he is going to be messaging this woman. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's why more and more women should be open to doing this.
Imagine if a man woke up in excruciating pain and they looked at his balls and they were covered in cysts that were about to rupture. Imagine how quickly they'd find a cure for that. Now, women with PCOS? Take your ibuprofen and go home, bitch. You're good.
Look at this video. Look at this video. This is what's wrong with America right here. We got a pregnant woman having a change in AC filter by herself. No husband in sight. No, she probably doesn't even know who the dad of the baby is. This is the problem. These women in America are just having these babies. They're not staying with the dads. The dads aren't sticking around. They're picking these low-life, deadbeat dads. Nobody around to help them. Just having to do all this herself. And she's just going to get bigger. She's going to get bigger and bigger, more and more pregnant.
Dear Billie Eilish, Shut the fuck up. Unless you plan to actually do something, just shut the fuck up and do your stupid music.
I just finished 6.25-mile run. Why do some people look so cute when they run? I mean, I've got my...
Move, bitch! Get out of my fucking way! It's Black History Month!
I'm sorry, but I will never be the wife who tells her hard-working husband he can't go sit in the tree stand or grab a couple of drinks with his buddies after work. That man works so many hours sometimes during a week, I lose count. He breaks his back so I can be home with our babies. He doesn't ask for much, but if what he does ask for is a few hours with a rod, a rifle, or just a little peace and quiet, baby, go. Have the time of your life. He deserves peace. He deserves a break. And I'll be right here when he gets home with dinner, a kiss, and probably a few things he still needs to get done, but will do so with no complaints. Let that man breathe. You want a happy marriage. Do not make him feel like a prisoner in his own home. You don't build a man up by controlling him. You do it by loving him right. And when you treat your man like a king, watch how he shows up for you like a queen.
Hot take. And I hope this gives me some favor with the bisexual woman. There's this whole meme about bisexual women often ending up with a man. And in the bisexual woman's defense, I feel like if men weren't so incredibly easy to obtain, perhaps more bi girls would end up with girls. Because if you think about it, statistically, it's so much easier for a girl to go outside and find a straight man than it is for see a girl who likes girls. Men are just so easy. With women, I feel like there has to be a lot more intention to go out of their way to court women. It takes a lot more effort for women than it is for men. And to defend bisexual women, it's not necessarily that they like women less than men, it's just that men are just so easy. I hope that makes sense.
Men are so fucking disgusting. And I know that this is not groundbreaking, especially for me and my kind of content, but like, I need you to like come here for a second. The stuff that just like, the things that keep coming out, these men run our society. And they're into little kids. And they run our society. Matriarchy now. Matriarchy when. The world needs to be run by women. Men have proven that they are not fit to run this society. I mean, if you are a man, you should be appalled if you're halfway decent at the way that the men who run our society are. You should be looking at any way that you can deconstruct everything that you've ever known. Okay? It's disgusting. And at the very least, you should be thinking to yourself, oh my God, maybe the women have a point. Maybe the women have a point. Maybe the women who come on the internet like myself and pound their chests and say that men ain't shit, maybe they have a point. What have these women experienced from the hands of these men? What have these women experienced from the men around them? They're sick in the head. They're sick in the head. And they run our society. And I feel like I'm losing my mind all the time. Matriarchy now. When is it going to happen? It's not unreasonable to demand at this point.
The video probably got taken down because you were saying a bunch of stupid stuff. You were saying a bunch of stuff that did not make any sense. You were saying stuff that was idiotic. It would not help. As a matter of fact, it would hinder people from getting to information that they need to know, which is another facet of the female loser epidemic. Modern women out here saying stuff that does not matter. It doesn't matter. It's loser speech. It's loser behavior. Get a grip.
Straight women are definitely attracted to lesbians, but I think that's all it is. They come into our community and they fuck it up. Most of the times when a STD is introduced into a lesbian relationship, it is from a straight woman.
It very much comes off like
I date some women because they cater to me and I don't have to necessarily cater to them, which is why we see videos of studs complaining about, damn, you know what, I'm tired of dating women because they just, it's one-sided.
The reason why studs are going through this is because they're always finding their ways with straight women. So that is the problem. So me as a Renaissance lesbian, I do take care of my stud. I'm
Renaissance lesbian. Like, what's the difference
Renaissance
between that?
is like an OG. Like, you feel me?
Can you speak on the difference between dating a straight woman and a Renaissance?
All I was gonna say,
Uh-huh.
these straight be hoes.
Uh-huh.
They know how to. They understand it.
They understand the assignment.
Understand it,
Okay,
man.
all right. Do straight women expect you to pay for everything?
Hell yeah.
Okay, and then the gay women is different.
It's 50-50, depend.
Appreciate the commentary.
I know, sis. I know. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. The fact that some people really think that women can do no wrong is actually crazy to me. I'll be the first to admit, there's some ain't shit guys out here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Some men really ain't shit. But some women really believe that all women can do no fucking wrong. Y'all never heard a woman say, I'm tired of these men, I'm about to start dating women? Why? They're just as bad as us. They're just as bad. I know for a fact some of y'all think women can do no wrong. Because if you thought they could do wrong, then when you get tired of men, you wouldn't say, I'm about to stop dating men, I'm about to go to women. You would just be like, hey, I'm about to take a break from dating. But you feel like the grass is greener. Cause that's... Listen, it's tough out here. Look at the comment. I took a break. My mental health was declining. It's that bad. They don't tell you about this part. Look, so the next time you get tired of men, just take a break. Switching over to women is not going to cure anything.
You couldn't put two neurotic people together.
No, that's why lesbian relationships don't last. Because about 75% of divorces are initiated by women. And the simplest explanation for that is that on average, the most unhappy person in the relationship is going to be the woman. Well, why? Well, because on average, she has higher levels of negative emotion. That doesn't necessarily mean that negative emotion doesn't reflect problems in the relationship. Yeah. But she's going to be more sensitive to that. Well, so if you put two women together, well, what do you think happens? So, it's one of the reasons.
A PSA to any straight girl that has the mindset of, oh, it's not working with men. I'm just going to try dating girls. Like, it seems so much easier and they play way less games. This video's for you. I'm going to change your mind about that real quick. I had recently matched with this girl on Hinge. Good old Hinge, we were talking in the DMs for a little while. And at some point we exchanged numbers. We were texting for like a week and a half. We FaceTimed a few times to make sure that there was like mutual attraction, because sometimes people don't be looking like their pictures. I was attracted to her. She said she was attracted to me. We were talking like every day, good morning, good night, both getting to know each other. The conversation flowed. It was great. It was fun. It was fresh. And then at some point, like a week and a half into talking, she, expressed that she wanted to meet me in person. I drove to her and we didn't go out. Like we kind of just I went to her apartment and we just kind of like sat there and talked and got to know each other more. It was kind of more of like a vibe check type thing, and everything was good. The conversation was flowing. It was good. We were flirty, getting to know each other. It was great. Definitely like the sexual tension, it was going well, in my opinion. And then at some point towards the end of the night, I was getting tired. It was getting late. And so I said to her, I really enjoyed seeing you. I would love to see you again. I think everything went well, but I'm tired. I kind of want to go home soon. She's like, yeah, totally, of course. And then she asked if she could kiss me, which I said yes, of course. So we kissed and that's it. Get your minds out of the gutter. Nothing happened. Because right after the kiss, she was like, oh my God, like I've been wanting to do that all night. Like, you're so beautiful. I was just trying to be respectful and like not like jump the gun, but like I'm obsessed. She kept saying that I am obsessed. She did ask me to stay the night. She was like, I would love for you to stay. Like, I don't want you to leave. I'm obsessed, as she kept saying. I'm a slow burn in that department. I don't really like hookups. I'm a relationship girl. Like, I don't really do all that, like, unless I'm, dating someone. So I explained that to her. Also, I just like being in my bed. Like, I don't like sleeping in someone's bed who I don't even really know. Like, I want to go home to my bed and my cats and my space. So I just politely was like, it's like a little too soon for me. I am really interested in you, but like I'm a slow burn, and she was respectful of that. She was just like, I just don't want you to leave. I totally understand, but and yeah, she just kept saying like, I'm hooked, like I'm not going anywhere. She kept saying that, okay? I am not going anywhere. I am hooked. That's what she kept saying. Oh yeah, we were like kissing, whatever. And then I'm like, okay, like I really have to drive home. So, the whole time she's like walking me to my car, she's like holding my hand, like wrapping her arms around me, kissing me, being like, I cannot wait to see you again. I can't believe I have to wait a whole week, because we were both busy for like a whole week. So we made plans to see each other the next weekend. I drive home, I'm like, ooh, this is going well. Like, that was a good day. Like, everything, it was flowing. It was vibey. It was good. That like the chemistry was there. So I text her when I get home and she's like, good night, beautiful. Like, I'm so glad I got to see you. All the next day we talk as per normal, as we have been for the last like week and a half at this point. But it's like more intensified. She's like, oh my God, like I can't stop thinking about you. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to see you again. I'm obsessed. I'm hooked. You have my full attention. I'm not going anywhere. Like, you're so beautiful. I can't get over how beautiful you are. The whole thing. And it's mutual. It's not like she's just like saying these things to me and like I'm not saying it back. Like, you know what I mean? It's mutual. And I'm excited. I'm like, oh my God, like this could be something. Like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But like all seems well, So yeah, we talk all that next day, up until we both go to bed, and she's like, okay, good night, like my beautiful angel princess. And I'm like, oh my God, stop. Okay. And I go to bed, and then I go to text her in the morning, like I always do. I say, good morning. And I never got a response to this day, and it's been months. Not only that, I am also blocked on Instagram, blocked on TikTok. I don't know if my number is blocked. I actually don't think I've ever checked because I just like never texted her again, because why would I? Blocked. 48 hours after meeting her, blocked. And it's like, what? I was speechless. I was like, I thought, I thought. They all play games, men and women. It's no different. They all do this. There was never a, hey, I just wasn't feeling it. Or, hey, I found someone else. Hey, I'm not ready for a relationship. Hey, like, you're ugly. I don't want you. Bye. Like, there was no explanation. Just ghosted and blocked. Don't try to switch sides just because you think it's easier or because they play less games, because that is proven to be false. So, yeah.
Somehow, and we're going to go back to self-awareness and understanding of self. Somehow, some way or another, modern women have come to believe that maybe, just maybe, they're otherworldly. They're a goddess. So if I'm a goddess in and of myself, I'm going to stop dating these mere peasants, these mere men. They're mortals. Instead, what I'm going to do is start dating women, because if I'm perfect, they're going to be perfect. It's going to be two people that are floating through the sky in eternal bliss, both loving each other in equal amounts. Everything is fair. Everything is equitable, until you come down to reality and understand one of you has to be the diva. One of you has to be the princess, the passenger princess. Both of you, there's only room for one beautiful person in this relationship. That's what most modern women feel. You want the softness of a woman. You want the consideration of a woman. You're thinking that that woman is going to give you some sort of consideration, more consideration, and you're going to give it back in return. But it's not going to work that way, because both of you are selfish. So both of you are going to be waiting for the other person to make a move. And really, honestly and truly, it's not going to happen very often, because that's not how y'all operate. You might say, okay, for Valentine's Day, I want to do something extra special. And then for her birthday, extra special. And then for Christmas, extra special. Valentine's Day, extra special. So really, y'all spend the entire year not showing up, not doing anything, being bums in the relationship. But then when the major holidays come up, that's when y'all show up. No consistency, no sort of, oh, this is the baseline of how we should be acting. Nothing. Bums. Losers.
One of my boys posted saying that we should give up being nonchalant men. And I want to be 100% honest. Being nonchalant does not work. Last relationship, I tried to be an ethical man. We got in an argument. We broke up. I wanted to be with her. She was like, no, don't ever show up to my house. Don't show up to my work, whatever. And you know what? I want to be a good man. So guess what? I respected her space. I didn't show up to her house. I didn't show up to her job. I didn't do none of that. And guess what? It got me nowhere. It did not work out. The relationship I'm in now, I'm not the perfect guy. I will never be the perfect man, and I'm saying that right now. So we got in an argument again. She's like, I want my space. I want, this time, I was like, I'm not letting this woman go. I'm not going to be a nonchalant man. I'm not going to be the ethical man. So guess what? I showed up to Shorty's crib. I didn't blow up her phone, but I texted her at least once every 6 hours. So I know I'm thinking about her. I want to be with her, reassuring her. But I showed up to her crib. Guess where I'm at? With her. Do not be the nonchalant guy. Do not give her that space that she wants, that she needs. Show up to her crib. Bring the boombox, bring the flowers, bring the music, show her to her job. Be that guy if you actually want her. Don't be dumb like me and be like, nah, let me respect you. Have your free. No!
Because why would I want to be with somebody who ain't chasing me? Just because I said leave me alone don't mean I actually want you to leave me alone. I need to know that you actually want to be a part of this relationship. I know that it sounds crazy. I know that me saying leave me alone, don't show up to my house, don't show up to my job for real. Don't show up to my house, don't show up to my job, don't call me, don't text me, I'm done. I know I said all that, and it's counterintuitive for me to say it and then expect you to actually show up. Understand. Okay, understand that sometimes we just want to be chased. I don't know how else to put that. And the thing is, you really got to kind of know the person that you're dealing with, because she might be for real. It might really be over. And you might be walking that thin line of being a stalker and on the verge of going to jail. But as the comments have shown you, we don't mean it. Show me that you actually want to be with me. Even when I'm upset, I know that it sounds crazy. I'm fully aware of this. I am. In this regard, I am like the majority of women. So don't let me walk away. Why would you let me walk away? You don't love me anymore? Because that's what I'm thinking now. You don't love me. You never loved me. This whole relationship was a joke and it didn't mean nothing. Because how could you say you love me the way that you say you love me and not come get me?
So this gonna be one of them, y'all. So listen, results may vary when trying to conduct this type of experiment.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing, though. I'm gonna help all the men out there, all the young men out there. First of all, I've never been in a situation like that. We have never been in a situation like that. So here's what I'm gonna instruct you to do. This is Unc telling y'all. Listen. If you find yourself in one of these situations and a woman tells you not to do these things, don't listen to my wife and don't listen to the guy that was at the beginning of this video. You need to listen to what she's saying, and here's why. A person that's like that has a serious maturity issue and they need to grow up. Point blank, period. Don't ever let a woman tell you no about something like that and you don't listen to what she's telling you the first time, because what's going to happen is she's showing you exactly what type of person she is, and what you need to make sure you do is you listen to her, because you'll end up in a situation to where you're having to deal with these types of antics for the rest of your relationship. I'm not talking about our relationship, because none of that has ever happened and it doesn't happen. So I don't have to worry about any of that. But nowadays, if you do not listen to that, it's going to be a headache for you. Don't go down that route. Don't listen to my wife and don't listen to the first guy, because again, results may vary. You may hit the lottery and she may say no, and you chase her and do all these things and it turns out fantastic. She feels like she's loved and you feel accomplished, but more times often than not, it's not going to go the way that you want it to go. She may take you back, but then now she's showing you that she does not have a sense of maturity about herself that she needs to actually grow into.
Results may absolutely vary. I don't disagree with you on that. However, just like men have to mature, women also have to mature. And while I can agree that saying don't come find me, don't come talk to me and all of those things, but really wanting them to come is immature, we all got to grow up at some point. Like, just because I said that and I really want you to come get me does not mean that I am not the love of your life and I'm not the best thing that ever happened to you.
And at this time, when I leave you alone, you do that maturing. And then if we need to mature together. If we end up getting back together in the future, then fantastic. But if we don't, then I'm glad that I've given you that time to mature. And the next man that meets you and is in a relationship with you, he's just benefited.
But I'm your good thing, not his good thing.
You're going to have to be his good thing, because you ain't my good thing no more. Okay? No more.
I will agree that we should be honest. I will. I don't disagree. We as women, we should say what we mean and mean what we say.
Because that's what you expect from a man, right?
It is. I still stand by, dude. Go get that girl.
Nephews and sons, don't go get that girl. Let her be wherever the heck she gonna be, and do whatever she gonna do. She's gonna have a fantastic life without you, buddy. And if
y'all both gonna be miserable,
if y'all get back together, then fantastic. I hope that she's done the maturing that she's needed to do, and I hope that you've done the same.
After you go get her, tell her this is unacceptable and we're not doing this no more.
This is a horrible conversation, because don't nobody know which way to go on this. Usually we agree, but this time, no.
I wish I would walk up out this house and tell you not to come after me, and you don't come after me.
We're married, though, so that's different.
Whatever.
If you want to play these types of games and you want that man to chase you, it's a certain look. It's a certain way that you behave to where you say, like Bill Burr talked about, no, stop it, don't. It's different from, no, quit it, stop that, do not come over here. That's a warning. That's, hey, I'm serious about you not coming over here. It's a different tone of voice. That's how modern women are speaking. That's the tone of voice that they're using. It's not playful. It's not pleasant. Men are reading that. They're hearing that, and they're staying away. So when you turn around and say, wait a minute, why are you not chasing me? It's because you are barking at me like a dog. And I'm not going to chase after somebody that doesn't want to be chased.